Alright guys, let's change a John Deere riding mower starter. It's a LX 188, I believe, water cooled. There's the starter right here. Mainly you're going to need is a 12 millimeter and a 10 millimeter. The 10 millimeter is to get this little box out of your way because your other bolt to your starter is back behind there, which makes it a pain. And then this is kind of up out of the way. Now I'll show you a way to test it to see if your starter is messed up. When you turn it, your ignition doesn't do anything. Let's see, where's the key? Making click sounds. Before I'd have to tap this a little bit and it would get going. I changed the solenoid, nothing. But there's a wire right here. Just pull this down, pull your cover away from there. Get yourself a little jumper. I ain't getting nothing. I ain't getting nothing, not now. Well, okay. Let's try it again. Alright, maybe my battery died waiting for the new starter to come. But what you want to do is jump a wire from here to here. And if it doesn't start up, check the other end. There's a little braided wire. If you go from here to there, your starter motor will spin. The other one engages it. I already pulled the starter off before and checked all that. I probably left the key and killed the battery. It's been a long week, you know, 6 days work week. So what we'll do is we'll change it out. Let me pause for a minute. I'll run and get my battery charger, put it on there, and let it be charging. And I'll double check a few things. We're just gonna change the battery out. It's not cooperating. I have one laying around. So also the battery terminal, it didn't want to cooperate either, or the bolt. So we got the universal wrench. This other battery here I got, it's around, what we got? It's almost pushing 100%. It's in the middle of charging, or it's 100%. So we just got the universal. Damn, it still doesn't want to come out. We got the universal wrench out, and we cut the end of the bolt off. That boy does not want to come out of there. There. And it still doesn't want to come off of the other part. So we got that out. I got extra bolts. I keep some of these things, which is pretty handy. And then this thing's super handy. If you get one, get a good brand, Nip-X or something. You don't want to get a crappy brand because the jaws will spin. So that's still intact, surprisingly. And there's that. There's a mud dauber nest down here. Alright. So the other battery in, I still got to cut a little more of that bolt off. Make sure we put the terminals right, which is weird because these are on the inside and that one was the other way, but everything's always a little different apparently. Get this little rubber dealy in here. Alright, now will this reach? Yes. And will that reach? Yes. Alright, so we're good on that. Which we could leave the wire off actually until we do the starter. But it's not that big of a deal. Let me get the rest of this. I don't know what this wire goes to. It's a main wire because when I unplug it, it doesn't do anything. So just gotta get my wrench out here. Ah, there we go. We got that cleaned up. So you can kind of hear it, it's wanting to, well, now it wants to start, but now I'm tempted not to replace the starter. I might just keep it but it's not like you gotta click the key, but it may start. Alright, maybe we won't change the starter for now because it is starting. Let's give it a try again real quick. Normally I gotta bump the key, but well, I think we have different problems now. Is right here. We kind of blowed up the starter wire. The starter is having problems, so I think we'll just go ahead and change it. I really like to get a new hot wire because it looks like it's just one for a car, sort of. If I go get a John Deere one, they're gonna bend me over for it, but it goes that way and then on, up, and in. So I'll probably tighten that bolt down some more, get them things in there for now. I don't have a crimp. So now I hate to change the starter because I have to go mow a yard. So I do got the starter. It's a made in China one. Here is the information. So if you need one, I think it was like $48 shipped, and John Deere one's $500, I guess, plus tax. And they didn't have it in the store either. Makes sense because I don't really want to keep a $500 starter in the store. But this is made in Japan. This one here, oh, this is Japan right there. And then the starter's right here. There's the starter. So maybe I get it rebuilt. Let me mess with that wire. Let's see if I can get it better, tighter, and then we'll test it. Maybe we're just shorting out, because I did replace the solenoid. That's a brand new solenoid, because it wasn't wanting to engage. But let me check. Oh yeah, if I have my jumper wire, I could show you what I was talking about. So I don't have it. But let me, oh yeah, I do. Okay. So you just have the key turned. You would check from there to here. It's hard to do. Hard to do one hand. Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. What the heck is going on? Oh, we'll turn this thing off and see if it does it. I did it the other day. It's confusing me. Oh boy. Let's see. Oh, I can't get it to do nothing now. God damn it. Might have blown a fuse. Sorry, I'm not a lawnmower mechanic, so let me mess with this. Let me get this a little bit tighter, and then I'll be right back. All right, let me attempt to show you again. I think I may have done it. All right, put the key on the on position, and then you just kind of. Alright, I think that means starter doesn't work. In fact, that means the switch don't work. That's confusing me on that. Let me plug this back in. Let's plug it back in. Let's check our switch. Turn the switch. Yeah, say click. We're starting, but we're having like issues. See? Hear it clicking. The starter's sticking pretty much. It's internally sticking. And I may be able to take it apart and just kind of clean it out and put it back together. So let's change it out anyway, just so you guys can see the process. I need a shop. Okay. You gotta take this little box off. So two 10 millimeters. And slide it to the side. And, you know, right here, take these off. I think it was like 5/8. Probably metric, but definitely not 5/8. I can't remember. Oh, 9/16, I think. Is it 9/16? Yeah, 9/16. 9/16 there, and then the 2 bolts at the top, 12 millimeter. So let's get that off. Yeah, and before I throw this box across the yard. Alright, I got you guys up on a little bit different mount. Hopefully that works out. I'm going to get this little box out of the way. Oh. I'm going to slide this and keep it there. I'm just going to tuck it back behind something. So it's out of the way there. I'll turn my box sideways. Those don't stand on it, but never says nothing about sit on it. And now, I should be able to reach the one up under here. Or not. Unfortunately, I lost my 10 millimeters, and I have this crummy. If you ever tried to use one of these, you know how they suck. They got like a billion freaking sides to them. They don't really fit anything good. So if you're ever looking for sockets and you see them cheap, take a look and see if that's the case. So normally you'll get cheap ones, they'll be like that, and they don't fit good. Also, if you're going to do a little work like this, you can get yourself a little magnetic tray or something. Or the good thing would be is like an indoor, or no, what's that stuff called? What's that green AstroTurf outdoor carpet? Get one the size of stuff you're going to work on and just pull on top of it. Or if you drop something, you know, much easier to get. This one has a wire. And then here's your little, I think it's a ignition module, because maybe this could actually be bad too, but I don't know if it makes a click sound or nothing. It just unplugs, and it was, I think it was like 30 bucks or something. That one was not too bad. Starter being 500, that's just, this is John Deere trying to bend you over on that. That's crazy. This should be 12 mil starter. Let's check it. Yeah, 12 mil. I'm going to tuck it out of the way before. Alright, I want to get the. That's it. You don't worry about the other one. If you're going to change the solenoid, there's another bolt under here you take off, and then these two. But we're not changing that. We're going to take off the starter now. The other one you should be able to reach, I imagine, up in here. Yeah. You normally kind of crack it loose and then just use your extension. It shouldn't be very tight all the way. If you had to, you could probably take your coil off right there, but I think we'll be alright. The hardest part is pushing it back up in there and then finding the little bolt holes, get it lined up. But when you do it, make sure you start one, start the other. Make sure they're both started. Because if you don't, you'll not find it. I also do find they make these unnecessarily long. Most screws and stuff and things. I believe it's 12 mil. Yeah, it fits pretty good. And you probably could leave it in a little bit too when you do the other one. Is what you'll have pressure on it. So we'll just hold up on the starter a little bit. You know, take the pressure off the bolt, and then you can just walk around down too. Again, like I said, they're unnecessarily long, I feel. I doubt they're screwed into the block that much. It's possible. That's probably not the block, it's probably just a bracket up in there. This one I had a hard time with getting back in. Okay. Maybe it was the first one I started with. Well, at first I tried it, getting it out with just a wrench. I didn't want to take too much parts apart. But this block just makes it aggravating. And that's it, pretty easy, comes right out. I may take it apart eventually, and then there could just be a bunch of gunk up inside of it. and because it does start sometimes. It's missing I don't know. I kind of freeze, so I'll mess with it later sometime. Maybe, I don't know. And then the other one in the box. Hopefully is it. It looked like it. Just kind of eyeballing, taking a look. There she is. I still got the. See, that one spins pretty hard, so I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have turned that. Hopefully it wasn't in time. But they do got their marks on there. It's got the wire. I believe it's it. It should fit. It should fit right up in here. Let's find out. Seems like it. I swear, man. Just remember, if there's something to get in your way, it's gonna get in your way. You just gotta. Sometimes little bungees or zip ties will help. Let's see if we can get this lined up. This is probably gonna make me aggravated. A lawnmower jack might work out pretty decent, where you could lift it way up. I'm kind of in a weird angle, half. I can't quite sit on the ground all the way and get in here. So. And when you tighten this back down, be careful, because this housing on the outside to starter bolts to is aluminum. So if you crack that, it's gonna suck. It's nice. Now I was complaining about the bolts being real long. You can kind of get down here. You can hold the starter down a bit, and you can start them and see them. So maybe that's what they designed it for. But everything I've ever changed and worked on cars, bolts are usually so freaking long for some reason. And then sometimes, somehow they're in, and you can't get them out. Alright, we got them both started. That's good. Sometimes this helps if you peek down. Let's see if I can loosen you up a little bit. Sometimes you can peek down and you can see. Being kind of long kind of helps, because you can hold the starter up a little bit, get your both bolts started, and then you can see how actually it's kind of hard to get that up in there now. Like I started both bolts kind of low. And again, it's got my wires in there. Now I'm having difficulties. And I've just been hand turning these. That's annoying. Something might be a little cockeyed or something. I'm gonna lower it back down a little bit. Just remember, I'm gonna slowly snug it with a ratchet, but we don't want to go too much. That was odd, because we can. And this part of aftermarket starter, I don't want to have to drill the holes a little bit. I don't know if I have to. I may just be going up a little wampus. Wish I'm hitting something. Part of me wants to just run the screws up and then just seat them. But then part of me knows that I could crack my aluminum housing where they bolt in, and and you're kind of boned on that. Shit. My plan is, I guess, to bring one of the screws up a good bit. I'll take the other one out. casting in it. Oh. No, I just don't want to go up there. I bet my dumbass turned that tooth thing and it didn't need to be turned. Oh. I just reached up and turned it. No. Ooh. I don't know if I can get you up in there. There's the gap right there. It won't close up now once you get the other. Once you get, well, I mean that's no. Once you got the other bolt in there, it doesn't want to do it. So I'm gonna have to drop down the. I'm gonna have to drop the sorter down and clean the holes out a little bit. Now what I actually had to do was I had to push it up there, line it up, tighten the other bolt a little bit. Get this one started. It's just a tad tight. I mean, I could have sat there and dremelled the hole a little bit, but it hand screwed in a little bit, and now I'm just. Oop. I'm gonna say, well, what was ratcheting it? I'm looking at a Milwaukee ratchet set. I've had this weird ass ratchet that turns and does all kinds of crazy stuff for years, and I just need to upgrade. Used to have a nice favorite snap-on ratchet. Had like, it was like 120 tooth, super fine, very tight movement. And someone was like, "Man, I'm glad you bought that because I like it better than you." And then I never seen it again. It's the crazy thing about family. They'll usually screw you more than friends will. That feels pretty tight. I don't want to just super crunch it down because, like I said, the housing is aluminum. Alright. Whew. This mower today has been just wanting to fight with me. Okay. Now I'll probably just get this box back on because there's this little wire up here. This box, I feel like it's a ground wire. Can't quite tell. I don't know car wiring a whole lot. They usually do weird ass stuff. Now we got a Chinese starter, Japanese, whatever that is. Some kind of ignition box. Snug it down. Snug it down too. I'm not even on it. Alright, we even. Ah, yeah, we are. Ah. Okay, 2 things left. Okay. We got our hot wire. Let's make sure she ain't sparking. Alright, that's good. This last time when I changed the solenoid was stuck in a gauge, so every time I would put this up here, it would spark and whatnot. Try to start. But it was delayed. I had it half screwed on, and all of a sudden it was a uh-oh. Don't tell me them. Oh, okay. They got their own, of course it's not the same. What we got? Alright, smaller, half inch. So the new one has its own bolt, and it is actually smaller. Just a heads up on that. So what I'll do is I'll put this back on the other starter so we don't lose it, because it's not going to work on that one. And we'll keep on to this because this is freaking $500 for that starter. And this one's $48 and a headache, because the bolt holes are just a hair off. Which is not bad. It was just, it was like 64ths off, or just a minute amount, which isn't even half inch. It's some fucking metric thing. Let's see if we can get this down around, just in case we hit a plant thing that, oh man, why is this so short now? Dang, I almost don't want to fit. Alright, let's get this unhooked. Alright guys, let's see. Let's get this off of here. This goes back in my pocket. That goes back in the drawer. The pedal's pushed down. I don't have the, oh, there's this freaking battery. I don't have the, what do you call them? Safety thing under the seat. So, bear with me here. I'm trying to. This mower's tiny to. So it's not the starter. Like I said, I'm not a lawnmower mechanic, but the old lawnmowers used to have like that little, what was it? It's not a transformer. Was it a transformer? It used 2 power wires, went to it, something like that, and that usually went bad. This don't have that. Something makes a click. I almost think it's that little starter box. Starting to smoke now. It's on. Never did that before. Sort of smells like oil. Yeah, maybe I blew a head gasket or something. Antifreeze was a little low. Alright, well, I would say this is a how-to change a starter. I mean, we did change a starter, but I don't want it smoking so much. I'll double check the oil and everything. The antifreeze was low the other day when I went to go out and start it. I guess we could have blown the head gasket maybe. At that point, it's just junk. I'm not gonna try to do much with that just because of how expensive the parts are. But it has sat a while. There could just be some junk in the exhaust. Again, this is kind of my beater mower. It's been through hell. It's mowed to 6 acres all last year before I got my big mower. So anyway guys, thanks for coming along with the struggles. I was thinking it was the starter, but because you had to jump it. So that's why I hate all those electronic. Why does it have to have electronic shit on it? It's a mower. It should be simple. It's got fuses and relays and all this crap for no reason. But anyway, let me let it run. I'm gonna let it run for a while, see if it'll burn. Maybe it's just some crap sitting in the exhaust or whatnot, and we'll see how that works. And I'll catch you on the next video. I'm thinking about building a goat feeder. We got that 55-gallon barrel I was using for a water caddy, water buffalo. I'm just going to chop it right in half, put it end to end, make a long trough, and we'll put some legs on it. We'll put a little metal roof over it. We'll put it out there for the goats, because everybody says goats don't eat stuff on the ground. I throw their hay on the ground, but in the rain it kind of sucks. But they will eat it because you get hungry. So anyway, guys, do like and subscribe. Let me know what you think that is. That's insane. Like, when I parked it, it was fine. I used to have to tap on the starter and it would go, or bump it, just bump the key. I definitely don't know much about the electronic stuff on it. If it's the ignition module, again, on this LX 88 whatnot, they're expensive too, because it's a whole ignition key part, all the circuit boards, everything. I'm just not gonna use ones for like $250, so that's just not it. But alright, we changed the battery, we changed the starter. I did show you how to change the starter, so that is kind of a how-to, but not how not to almost. So like and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one.